Hi folks, Dave with DBSTECHTALK, and today I'm going to talk about a Fostex T50rp mod. This is the Alpha Blue. Now, I was contacted on Discord by a subscriber and friend of the channel, and he said, "Hey, Dave, would you be interested in a custom-made T50rp?" And I said, "Sure. What's the cost? And what's the catch?" And he said that he would do all the assembly, and all I would have to do is send him a stock T50rp MkIII, a Mayflower mod kit, a suspension strap of my choice, and pads from MrSpeakers, the MrSpeakers Alpha pad or the Cascadia Impact pad. So I was like, alright, sounds good. He also asked for a little bit of funding for labor and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I was very content with the cost of everything. And so ordered it, shipped it off to him. It was probably close to 6 weeks later. Boom, here they are. And he did ask, what color would you like? And originally I was black, gray, you know, something along those lines. And then I got really thinking about it, and I was like, blue would be really cool. I've never seen a blue T50rp before. And I want to have something rare. Something unique, something that's going to stand out. And so I asked him, I said, can they do like a glossy blue? And so he sent over a color, and they came back with this, and I was like, 5 seconds after I saw the picture, sold, and said, yep, that's it, that's what I want. And so they came back, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, that's just an amazing color. They are fit with 2.5 millimeters, so we can run these balanced, and trust me, you want to run these balanced. So, speaking of cables, when they first came, you know, he was like, you should be able to use them with the same cable that you use with the Vibrolapse, because those have 2.5 millimeter. And so I got that cable out as soon as they arrived, plugged them in, and the thing sounded like out of phase. It was only having sound come out one ear, and I was like, something's wrong. And come to find out, that cable wasn't connecting properly. Like, it would go in the hole, and then it would like fall out and pull down, and it was causing problems. And so I was really disappointed, because that was balanced cable. And so I went rooting around in my collection of cables, and I came across this cable, which is a Periop 2.5 millimeters, and then it has a 1/4 inch. There we go. So 2.5 millimeters to 1/4 inch. Plugged them in, and they stayed in place, and it worked. And so I was like, all right, I know Periop works. Let's go on there and get myself a blue cable, because that other one is red. Let's get a blue cable with a XLR on it, so I can run them balanced. So had to wait about 3 weeks. Periop sent me this lovely cable with the same connectors, and it works, and I now can run my Alpha Blues balanced. There we go. By the way, MrSpeakers Alpha pads, if you've never used them, are amazing. They're massively huge. They fit T50s perfectly, and they are so comfortable. And that Cascadia suspension strap is so soft and nice and smooth, and works wonders for a T50. So, how do these sound? Very quickly, on Singleended, they require a lot of power out of your amplifier. So if you don't have a powerful amplifier that puts out a lot of power on Singleended, you will not be able to power these. They nearly maxed out the THX AAA 788. Had to put that, and it goes from negative 80 to 0, and I had to have it at negative 15 dB. So it was about 3/4 of the way through the power on that. On the LCX, it was, for borderline loud, it was 12:30, 1 o'clock on the dial easily for most songs. Some songs, depending on how quiet it was even more. So these require a lot of power. The Geshelli Archel 2 was able to power them, but it was pretty much maxed out. You were looking at about 3 o'clock on the dial on that. The Archel 1 did not play well with it because of the high output impedance. It kind of messed up things a little bit. The only amp that really powered it on single-ended is the Audiophile Pro MkIII. That thing has insane power and was able to ease through these on middle gain. So it had to be on second gain setting and be sounded glorious on the Audiophile Pro MkIII. All of the sound I'm going to talk about is going to be on balanced, because I believe that these truly benefit from balanced, and they sound the best on balanced. And if you're going to use them single-ended, you're not doing them justice. So how do these sound? Overall, they have a very clean, analytical, somewhat brighter signature. I would classify these as being critical listening cans. I would not say that these are a sit back and chill and relax type of headphone. Bass is very linear. It extends extremely well, but it has a even balance all the way across from upper bass to sub bass. And you get a nice thump and a kick to it, but it's not an impact. You feel it in your chest, overpowering the mix. It's just where it should be and how it should be. It's very detailed and very clean. It's quick and fast, and you notice the bass, but you don't feel the bass. It does its job, and it portrays it very well. The mids are the same way. The mids are very clean, very natural, very much separated out and isolated. You can hear each and every instrument or vocal, and you can tell exactly where it is within the mix. They have very good natural timbre to them. Nothing sounds metallic, nothing sounds woolly or too warm or too bassy in any way. It's very much true to the sound of an instrument. So if you've heard a piano, this will sound like a piano in real life. If you've heard violins or cellos or something along those lines, it's going to sound just like it does. The upper mids and lower treble can at times be a little bit too much. It's not that it's off tone or off in any way like that. It's more of it's just a little too aggressive, and it can be a little bit on the shouty side on some songs. The treble is very well extended, just like the bass is pretty much a linear climb. They extend very well. These will wail with the best of them. And it has a very nice, clean sound to it, very energetic and sparkly. And for the treble sensitive, these cans will sound extremely bright. They have that lower treble, upper mids shout just a little bit. It is a little bit elevated, but it brings in the details and the clarity very well. And then up top, there is nice air and a very good detail. And these have a nice way of presenting the treble and just sounding overall sparkly and energetic. You do not miss any details with these. Soundstage is actually quite surprisingly wide. They're not the widest cans in the world, but they do sound wider than my HD 600. They're not going to compete with HD 700, HD 800s in any way as far as soundstage or a grotto or anything of that sort. These are not an open can, but they are closed, but they do a really good job of presenting a soundstage. It does engage you very well, and it has really good placement in the soundstage. And it's very precise and accurate. So you can definitely tell if somebody is over here, if they're over there, if they're directly next to a microphone, if they're a step back a little bit from the microphone. You do have a little bit of depth, but the width is very impressive on these. You can tell when things trail in or trail out, and things flow very well across the stage. Also, they're not blocked out. It's not right, center, left. There is a nice movement across the stage. You can track things very well. The way that they present details, the way that they present the treble can be slightly on the aggressive side and slightly on the brighter side, and they're very much detailed in the bass and in the mids also. They don't have a lot of fullness to them, and an engaging, immersive, full body sound. These are very much on, to me, what would be a critical listening analytical headphone. If I were to relax and chill for an evening, these probably wouldn't be the choice for me. But if I want to hear every single detail in a song, if I want to critique music, these would be my first choice, along with my HD 600s. So I want to thank my friend for making these and doing that for me. I know it took a lot of work, and I do greatly appreciate it all, and I truly love these things so much. These are by far the best closed headphone I have heard, and I enjoy them very much. Highly recommend them if you can get the paperwork for this mod, and if you have an amplifier to power them. Speaking of amplifiers, the THX AAA 788, unbalanced, you still have to, they do require quite a bit of power, but it sounds so smooth and so clean, and it actually takes a little edge off of that shoutiness and that sparkle in the treble and makes them a little bit more musical and a little more enjoyable. So the THX AAA 788 is a very nice touch. The LCX warms them up quite a bit and adds a little bit of full bodiness to them, but you do lose just a little bit of the detail and the sparkle up top. But it does change them and transition them into a little bit more of a chill and relaxing sound. And you do get a little bit more thump and rumble out of the bass, even though you do lose some detail. The Audiophile Pro ICANN. It's an amazing amplifier with an insane amount of power. And on the solid state setting of that amplifier, these are, in my opinion, the best T50rp for analytical critical listening sound. They bring out the details, but it does make it a little bit on the brighter side and a little bit on the shouty side on some songs. Change it over to the tube hybrid setting and you get a little bit of warmth and a little bit bodiness, and it fills things in just a little bit, and it makes them more on the chilled and relaxed side with still great detail. So the Audiophile Pro ICANN is spoiling me with the Alpha Blue. Truly love that matchup. That is an insane amplifier, and these are great T50s. So, do I recommend? Absolutely. Is it pricey? Yes. But it's worth it. Favorite cans to date when it comes to Fostex T50. And they're rare, and they're blue. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next videos, somewhere on the screen is going to be a subscription link and a notification bell. If you haven't already, check those off. And if you truly enjoy this channel, would like to support it, have questions for it, check out the links down below. Thank you, and have yourself a great day.